It is my pleasure to introduce our 2018 graduating class student speaker, Maida Dugalic. Maida left her home in Bosnia to give her family a better life, and after arriving in this country, she began looking for jobs and realized that she was missing out on opportunities because she didn't have a high school diploma. Like many of you, she also wanted to be an example for her children. She said, "I expect from them hard work and high goals, so I had to show them by example." Her plans for the future include continuing on to college, where she may study nutrition or social work. Please join me in welcoming Maida to the podium.
Thank you, Dr. Harper-Marinik, Dr. Bustamante, guests, and fellow graduates. Good evening. And to all brothers and sisters here and all over the world, I want to take this moment to wish you a peaceful and blissful month of Ramadan. Ramadan Mubarak. My name is Maida. I have lived in the United States for the past 17 years, but I was born in Bosnia. I lived there until the war came, destroying lives and bringing chaos. I was 11 when my family and I fled to Germany as refugees. Only after the war was I again able to return to Bosnia, but my time in Bosnia again was short. Just 4 years, before we moved once again, this time to the United States. As you might imagine, this made my education very unconventional, and I had to start over in a new language a couple of times. I have fond memories of elementary school in Bosnia. My family valued education, and I worked hard. Then the war came. At 12 years old, I suddenly found myself in a completely new country, and I didn't understand a single word they were saying. The country was Germany, and the language was German. In Germany, I was placed in a classroom with other children who did not speak German. I found out that this class was referred to as special case children. Kids in middle school can be cruel. The local children didn't know of the traumatic events that had brought kids like myself to their school, nor of the devastating experiences we had been through. When I heard the phrase special case children, I decided I was having none of it. I walked to the principal's office and in a very broken German, explained that I refused to stay in that class. I wanted to be transferred to a regular classroom with the other German children. The principal didn't recommend that I do this, pointing out that the curriculum would be much harder for me to follow. I didn't care if it meant more work, and demanded an immediate transfer. The principal didn't approve of it, but he had to. I decided to succeed, I would shift my focus from the bullying looks and laughs from other students to just the teacher and nothing else. I didn't understand most of what she was saying, but it didn't matter. I was listening and I was determined to succeed. To make a long story short, after less than 6 months, I was transferred from that class. I was moved to advanced class. The following year, I decided to take on an additional challenge, and I took French classes as well. Within a short period of time, I was studying 3 different languages, and all of them in advanced groups. But this was not to last. Once again, life happened. As the conditions in Bosnia improved, I returned to my country. Life goes on, and I got married at a young age and got my children at a very young age. Education took a back seat in my life. Despite the end of the war, conditions in Bosnia remained difficult. A few years later, my family and I had the opportunity to move to the United States. There were 5 of us at this time, and my husband and I packed up our family and moved to the USA. I was a refugee once again. And not only did I not speak the language, I didn't understand the culture, had to start a new life from nothing, and now also had 3 small babies. I was hoping that the English I had studied in Germany years ago would help my transition here. But when I arrived, I almost felt cheated. I couldn't understand a single word these Americans were saying. Fortunately, as a refugee, I was given the opportunity to sign up for medical assisting class. I was happy to accept the opportunity, but again, I really didn't speak English well enough to be studying medical assisting. But the program included daycare for the children while I was in school, so once again, dictionary in hand. I went to study in a classroom where I didn't understand most of what they were saying. It was not easy. I still had 3 toddlers to take care of. Still, after a year of studying, I have received my medical assisting certification, and I have begun working in that field. Meanwhile, I never stopped studying on my own. Meanwhile, I never stopped studying on my own. I kept reading books in English, even though at times I didn't understand them. Sometimes I would read without even bothering to translate. I would just try to understand from context. But I never thought of going back to school or needing to complete high school. Besides, I thought I was too old for that anyway. I thought that part of my life was behind me. Many years passed. Those 3 toddlers grew into high school students. Then it happened. One of my sons came home with a low grade in Spanish. I didn't like that. I started questioning my son, and it turned into an argument. I still remember the words he said to me. "You don't know what it's like to be in high school. You have never went to high school, so you cannot tell me anything about it. And you don't know how hard it is to study a new language." Something about these words caused for me to react the same way I did back in Germany when I found out I was placed in a special case children group. The determination in me woke up, and I felt it again. At about the same time, I was signed up for Certified Electronics Healthcare Medical Record Specialist. After 7 months of full-time school, on the day of the final exam, they asked for a copy of my high school diploma. Why are you asking me for it now? They assumed I had one. I was given 12 months to get a diploma, or they would revoke the certification I worked so hard for. Thus, I became a GED student at Rio Salado College. At that time, I was already working 2 part-time jobs, in addition to taking care of 3 teenagers and a household. I worked every day, morning and even nights, but still showed up at Rio every class day. I don't think I have missed a single class. It wasn't easy. I shed my share of tears along the way. Just ask my teachers. But I did it. I earned my GED. I couldn't have done it alone. My children encouraged and motivated me when they were not giving me a headache. And my dear husband always believed in me and gave me his full support. He ate his share of scrambled eggs because of my busy schedule, but he never complained. Behind this seemingly strong woman stands a patient and a very understanding husband, and I love him for that. Then there was the Rio Salado staff and the teachers. Every day, they made me feel like part of a big family. From day one, I felt nothing but respect and genuine care from all of them. This started with the people who greeted me every morning at the entrance, and continued to the administration office staff who always had time to listen to any of my needs and questions, and progressed into the classroom where every teacher believed in me more than I believed in myself. I'm grateful to all of you. I would also like to say a special thank you to my teacher, Tom Smith. He turned out to be a God's gift to me. He recognized my strengths right away. There were times when I felt so overwhelmed, tired, frustrated, and I would leave the classroom angry at myself. I would cry in the hallway. He allowed me to cry, all I want, as much as I want. Then would come out asking me, "Are you done yet? Let's go back inside. Keep trying." He never gave up on me. I asked him one day, "Why do I need algebra?" He replied, "Maida, your faith and your book are telling you to seek knowledge." Mr. Smith, I want to thank you for everything you have done for me. I also want to take a moment to thank all of my classmates. I have learned something from each one of you. We worked as a team. We worked, learned, cried, and laughed together. My story is nothing compared to some of yours. I admire the single mother who worked long hours and cared for her child while studying hard every day and even nights at home. As if that wasn't hard enough. She was also diagnosed with cancer and had to go through chemotherapy during her studies. Despite all the challenges, pain, and exhaustion, she never gave up. She is a hero to me. I could share many more examples of extraordinary fellow students, but I'm afraid I would take too much of your time. The reason why I'm sharing all of this with you is the following. This message is not so much for you and me. It is for our children. All of us have given up on so much and worked so hard to get to this point, mostly to give an example and a better future to our children. All of us know the saying, when life gives you lemons, make a lemonade. I want to tell our children, we, your parents, didn't even get the lemons. We had to get up and get them ourselves. Now we hand them over to you in hopes that you will make the lemonade. When the students I studied with in Germany were receiving their high school diplomas, I received my twins. And 19 months later, after a few days after my 18th birthday, I gave birth to my last of 3 children, a daughter. "17 years later, my daughter got her high school diploma, and 1 week after that, I got my GED. While my daughter and I traveled different paths to get there, our destination was the same, and we both arrived. Best of all, the process of completing my GED has opened my eyes to a whole range of new possibilities. Like my children, I can now go to college if I wish. My GED teachers have encouraged me to do so, and I think I will. I will likely study nutrition, maybe become a dietitian, who knows? Just like my children, my future is wide open. I have Rio Salado College to thank for this fact. Each of us came to this graduation today having followed different paths and different obstacles and challenges. Each of our paths has been different, but today our paths converge in achieving and celebrating this milestone. Tomorrow our paths will separate again as we follow different paths into the future. But all of us have better and brighter options today for having come together to earn our GEDs. I congratulate each of you and add my joy to yours as we celebrate today. Čestitam vam od srca, herzlichen Glückwünsche, congratulations.
Thank you very much, Maida, for those inspiring words. To honor your contributions to tonight's ceremony, and on behalf of Rio Salado College and the class of 2018, we present you with this commemorative award for speaking with us tonight. It says, congratulates Maida Dugalic, HSE graduation student speaker, May 17, 2018, and it has my name underneath it somewhere, so congratulations. Yes. Okay. Thank you.